Happy Wednesday, Wenatchee Valley. Happy Wednesday, North Central Washington. We're right smack dab in the middle of the week and right smack dab in the middle of the month. It is the 16th day of January, 2019. And this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel. Busy show for you today. Lots going on. Lots happening in the world of news. Lots happening in the world of sports. The Mariner Caravan was in town yesterday. Our cameras were there. Talk about that when we get to sports. Lots going on in the world of weather. A winter weather advisory goes into effect actually at midnight tonight. It goes through noon on Thursday, so that 12-hour window, midnight tonight to noon on Thursday. We're going to see a wintry mix. We're going to see some snow. How much we don't know yet. 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. Also some freezing rain could be mixed in with that, especially up in the Waterville Plateau. If you want some good news, the air stagnation advisory is gone. They let that expire. And also the stage 1 burn ban is also expired because that high pressure ridge that's been trapping all those clouds and fog on the ground is already starting to dissipate. In fact, we have partly cloudy skies outside of our studios, but that's setting us up for a little bit of a storm system heading our way. We got details coming up. Also, your past report on the way, news, sports, as I mentioned before. We have the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion. And we're in a good mood today because Darcy Christofferson is standing by patiently in the green room. The Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Administrator will be joining me in the second half of the program to talk all things Apple Blossom. Now we have a top 10 candidates. We whittled it down to the final 10 as we get closer and closer to the big day, Saturday, February 9th. For the Royalty Selection Pageant. We'll find out who will reign over the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Just about, 3 weeks or so? Looking forward to that. Lots to talk about with Darcy. All right, so if you're ready to go and I'm ready to go, let's do it. Let's go around the valley, excuse me, with our Valley View cameras. Hey, we say good morning to downtown Wenatchee. That's become one of our more popular cameras. That is on the roof, of course, of the Cascadian Hotel. That's courtesy of local hotel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet. It's pretty simple. You can have screaming fast internet to your home or your cabin or whatever the case may be, and all you need to do is be able to look out your window and see if you can see one of our towers, and they're everywhere. We got about 60 of them, not only in the Wenatchee Valley, but up north and out in the Columbia Basin. It's a great way to get your internet. So good morning to downtown Wenatchee. At this point forward, I don't know. Megan gets to decide. Megan says, is that the cross east? Okay, that's a different cross camera. We have 2 of them up there. The cross camera proper, which has been on the fritz for the last couple of days. So that is what we call cross camera east. So it's, I don't know, about 400 or 500 yards maybe due east of the normal cross camera. It's also a little bit lower than the cross camera, but it's still a stunning view, isn't it? As you can see, it's not as cloudy and not as foggy as it has been for the last couple of days. So that's a neat little view of the Wenatchee Valley from our other cross camera, if you will. Camera, let's see, 3 is going to be Cashmere again, or Apple Annie's camera. That's what we've entitled it. It's in that little bluff right above Apple Annie's, so you can see the commuters making their way from Cashmere to Wenatchee. That's usually the case, Cashmere to the Wenatchee Valley. A lot of people live in Cashmere but work in Wenatchee. It's only a 7-mile commute. It's a piece of cake. Beautiful Cashmere. Thanks for starting your day off with us. And finally, camera 4. We're going to go see Billy Goat again. Good golly, it's just a beautiful view. Look at all the snow up at Billy Goat. Well, at 7,000 feet, you're going to have snow. Sun's starting to come up there. Days are getting a little bit longer, but not much. The Columbia River, you can see a sliver of it there, just to the far left of your screen. It's a winter wonderland up in the Pateros, Bridgeport, Brewster, Methow area. There you go. 4 fantastic views from our friends at local hotel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless. All right, let's take you around. Well, no, we already did that. Let's do the weather because that's what we're supposed to do next. From the National Weather Service, there you go. Again, a winter weather advisory goes into effect midnight tonight to noon on Thursday. We're going to have some snow and some pockets of freezing rain, especially over the Waterville Plateau by late Thursday morning. So you folks up in Waterville, watch out. You could have some very slick driving conditions. Snow accumulations, 1, 2, maybe 3 inches are expected in the Wenatchee, Chelan, Omak area. 4 inches along the east slopes of the Cascades, so Leavenworth, Lake Wenatchee Plain. You're going to get a little bit more. All of this is tonight. Today, not a lot happening. It's going to be cloudy, a little foggy, a little bit warmer. High today of 35. Tuesday's high was 27, and the low was 24 because we had that inversion going on, so the temperature doesn't go up and down very much. That's just how it is. That's going to change. A little bit warmer today. And then tonight, here comes the snow. Snow is expected to fall between 10 o'clock tonight until about noon tomorrow, but not a lot of snow. 1 to 2 inches for the valley tonight, and an additional inch or so on Thursday morning. Then it switches over to rain and a high of 37. Thursday night, rain-snow mix off and on. Maybe a little skiff of snow in there as well. 32 for the overnight low on Thursday night. Friday, high of 41 with a slight chance of rain, and then rain likely, they say, on Friday night with an overnight low of 35. So again, some significant snowmelt coming our way. And then we go well above normal Saturday, Sunday. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Monday, 41, 42, 41. Highs will be in the lower 40s. That's warmer than we should be for this time of year. But again, the big weather story is the snow coming our way tonight, sometimes mixed with freezing rain. Again, the place that they're really worried about, the National Weather Service, is the Waterville Plateau. By late Thursday morning into early Thursday afternoon, you could be covered in a sheen of ice up in Waterville. Probably not going to happen here in the Wenatchee Valley. Again, a couple of inches of snow tonight and another additional inch or so of snow on Thursday morning before it should switch over to rain. So that is your forecast from the National Weather Service. And once again, the air stagnation advisory has expired and the Stage 1 burn ban has also expired. Let's take you up to the major mountain passes, find out what's going on I-90. Live shot of Snoqualmie Pass right now. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway is mostly bare and dry. A couple of wet spots here and there. That's really all there is to it. No advisories, no restrictions on I-90. Same deal with Stevens Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. You're looking at a bare and dry roadway there with some frost and ice in places. It's clear. Skies are clear above Stevens Pass. No issues there. Blue Pass, same thing. No advisories, no restrictions. Good morning, Blewett. That's a live shot. Roadway is pretty much bare and wet, some frost and ice in places. And so across the big three, no advisories, no restrictions on Snoqualmie, Stevens, and Blewett. And the forecast for the mountain passes today, sunshine for the most part, and a steady temperature right around 25 or 26 degrees. No real wind. Little or no snow accumulation is expected for the mountain passes for today, nor tonight, really. Maybe an inch of snow tonight. Thursday, though, they're going to get some snow. 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of snow expected on Thursday. 3 to 5 inches of snow on Thursday night for the major mountain passes. Friday, a couple of inches of snow, and then 2 to 4 inches of snow on Friday night. So they're going to get some snow. It's going to be a little bit later on their timeline as opposed to our timeline. They're going to get a little bit more snow, but it's not going to be too bad. And they're not expecting snow until Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, as opposed to us. We're going to get snow overnight tonight into Thursday. So no advisories, no restrictions on any of the major mountain passes. It is 8 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, your Monday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life Channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Partly cloudy skies, 25 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. Mostly cloudy skies today, high of 35. A couple of inches of snow possible tonight, and another inch of snow or so on Thursday before it switches over to rain tomorrow afternoon. Here's your Wednesday morning news. The body of a 48-year-old Antioch man has been found at the base of a ledge near Highway 97A. Sean Lewis was found deceased by a friend after being missing since January 11th. In a press release, Jason Reinfeld of the Chelan County Sheriff's Office said Lewis's vehicle was located in a gravel area on the side of Highway 97A during the evening of Sunday, the 13th. Deputies responded to the area, did not locate Mr. Lewis. Family had already removed the vehicle, and there was nothing to indicate that he was still in the area. On Monday, Lewis's friend went to the location, started hiking the hillside, and it was there that he located Mr. Lewis at the bottom of a rock ledge several hundred yards from the roadway and reported it to the sheriff's office. Deputies and detectives responded to the location, found Lewis deceased with injuries consistent with the fall. It is unknown how he fell, but the hillside did have snow and ice on it. It appears that he had been there since at least the previous day. Well, the number of homes sold in the Wenatchee area down slightly in 2018 compared to 2017, but the prices paid for those homes up significantly. The annual report from Pacific Appraisal Associates showed the median sales price in 2018 was $325,000. That's a 12% increase from the $290,000 median price in 2017. There were 1,036 single-family homes sold last year compared to 1,041 in 2017. That's a 0.5% decrease. There was little change in the number of building permits issued for new homes, except for apartments, where there were applications for 220 apartment units, up from only 28 in 2017. The ongoing effort to revitalize Kiwanis Methow Park in South Wenatchee took a giant step forward Monday morning. In a unanimous vote, Chelan County Commissioners approved $250,000 of rural county tax funding for park improvements. Following the vote, Commissioner Kevin Overbay said improving Methow Park is just the first step in the overall improvement of South Wenatchee.
And I had an opportunity to actually talk with the mayor at great length about this project and what it would mean to the revitalization of the south end of Wenatchee. I even actually did a little extra homework because I wanted to make sure, and I looked at this National Parks or National Recreation and Park Association talks about rejuvenating neighborhoods and communities through parks, and pulled that document up. And I'm also looking at small growth in small towns and rural communities through the EPA, and taking a look at all the benefits that can come with this. And the one thing that I did point out to the mayor was the fact that in my, looking back at the history of this community, this was the first time that I saw the Latinx community involved this heavily in the capital facilities project, where it's actually, to me, going to be a catalyst to help with the revitalization of the south end of Wenatchee.
A bill proposed in the state legislature would make daylight saving time permanent in Washington state. It's not a new proposal. It seems to be brought up at the start of each new session, but this year it appears to have traction with both support from Republicans and Democrats. Now, if approved, sunrise and sunset would be 1 hour later in the day between November and March. Supporters say there's new evidence to suggest an increase in car crashes, suicides, and heart attacks that may be attributed by changing the clocks back and forth each year. The measure would need to be authorized by Congress. If it's rejected by Congress, the bill says the state would then petition the U.S. Department of Transportation to change the state to Mountain Standard Time year-round. If it passes and is authorized by Congress, it would go into effect the second Sunday in March, the year following its passing. Voters turned down daylight saving time twice, in 1952 and 1954. It passed in 1960, has been in place ever since. So reactions are mixed to the proposal to make daylight saving time permanent in the state of Washington. Attendees at this week's Tree Fruit meetings in Wenatchee shared their opinions with their very own senior news correspondent, Steve Hare.
Legislature has just dropped a bill, first day of the session yesterday in Olympia, to make daylight saving year-round. As a grower, what do you think about that? Come on over here.
Don't think it make any difference. To me, it wouldn't.
Wouldn't make any difference at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
How about you? Would you favor a year-round daylight saving?
I might, so long I could have the light longer in the summer. I'd like that. Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference
Doesn't
to the
matter.
ag.
I work from daylight to dark anyway.
And I love daylight savings time. I hate it during the winter when they put it back and it's dark when you get off of work. And I know the original intent was probably good, but for me, back when President Bush made it, extended it a month and then, made it go on a month earlier, I thought that was one of his best accomplishments, and I'm 100% for making it year-round.
So as a cherry grower, it doesn't benefit you?
Doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form. I like daylight savings time.
By the way, Steve spoke to a number of people who declined to be photographed, to go on camera anyway. The majority of people surveyed really had no preference one way or the other, but it could give Steve a chance to, get out of the office, waste a little time at the convention center. Don't ask me about daylight saving time. It's one of my things. Anyway, 15 minutes after the hour, don't forget the news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10. Those are your 3 chances to catch up on what happened on this Wednesday. You can also peruse it, if you are so inclined to do so, on our website at ncwlife.com. In fact, we have our news archived there as well. So if there's a news story maybe from a couple of days ago that you missed, or even last week or last month, you can check out our newscasts. They're available. Just go to ncwlife.com, go to the Watch Now icon, then go to the Watch On Demand, and you'll see all of our shows, not only this show and our newscast, but all the shows that we produce in sports events, graduations, parades. It's all there for you to check it out at ncwlife.com. You can also go to our Facebook page. We post a link there every night, just about 4:30 or 5 is your opportunity to check out the news on the World Wide Web, which, by the way, I'm on record as saying I think is going to be a big hit. Keep an eye on this whole internet thing. It's going to be huge. So the news with Grant at 5, 6, and 10, and I'll be handling sports in the absence of Eric Grandstrom, who, by the way, will be back on Friday. Speaking of sports, we got what sports we got. Prep action from last night, and the Mariner Caravan was in town. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Put winter weather in its place with a new Cub Cadet snow thrower from Rose Tractor. Hi, this is Corey. Let us help you get through the season with our line of Cub Cadet snow throwers. When it comes to snow, never let winter weather get in your way. The Cub Cadet X Series line of snow throwers offers 3 levels of snow clearing power and a host of award-winning models. Get ahead of the snow. Let us help you get into the right snow thrower for the job. Rose Tractor, family owned and operated, located at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
How we doing? It's 18 minutes after the hour. Oh, let's do sports. Kind of a quiet day in prep sports on Tuesday, but here are the results. We'll start with girls bowling. Eastmont Lanes was loud yesterday afternoon. They had 2 simultaneous matches going on. The Ellensburg Bulldogs and the Sela Vikings were in town, and the hosts, the Wenatchee Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats, no real problem, shutting out Ellensburg and Sela 4-0 respectively. These were non-league matches, by the way. So there you go. There's the results in girls bowling. Wrestling, the Sunnyside Grizzlies, a true power not only in the Big Nine but in the state of Washington, came up to Wenatchee and had no issues at all with Wenatchee Panthers. 61-12 the final in high school wrestling. And down in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, Eisenhower knocked off Eastmont. Girls basketball, that is not a typo. I had to triple check my sources. Yeah, that's the final. Cashmere 62, Cascade 6. In girls basketball in Leavenworth last night, as you see, NES snuck by Moses Lake Christian and Bridgeport over Manson and Central Washington B. Girls basketball. Boys basketball, your finals. Cashmere, no real problems with Cascade, 80-54, and Omak snuck by Chelan, 64-58. Real briefly at the start of sports, you saw a little bit of the Mariner Caravan. Yeah, they were in town yesterday at the Pybus Public Market. Good crowd on hand. A lot of Mariner fans were there to check it out. Sean Armstrong, Mariner pitcher, was there. Marco Gonzalez was also there. There's Marco, and there's Sean. Of course, Marco Gonzalez, the former Gonzaga star and former Apple Sock, was back in town. Broadcaster Dave Sims, you see there as well. Also, the Mariner Moose. They answered a lot of questions from the fans, very intelligent questions from the local Mariner fans who turned out en masse. There were a lot of people at the Pybus Public Market yesterday afternoon for the Mariner Caravan. It's good to see the guys in town. Of course, major roster changes in the offseason for the Seattle Mariners, but as Mr. Alexander said, hey, the goal is always the same, to bring a world championship to the Emerald City. By the way, we'll have more on the Mariner Caravan with sports tonight during the evening news. Good job, Mariner fans. Nice turnout yesterday at the Pybus. Thank you to, by the way, the Wenatchee Apple Sox and the Pybus for making that happen. And that's just some of the games people are playing at 20 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday. Let's do the obscure holiday of the day today. And today is National Nothing Day. It's a day to celebrate nothing. Nothing at all. It's an unholiday. It was started by a newspaper columnist, Harold Coffin, back in 1973, and I'm quoting from Harold's column. This is a day where you can just sit without celebrating, observing, or honoring anything. It's National Nothing Day. History is full of debates between philosophers and writers on the importance of the studying of nothing. They actually study these things. First of all, what is nothing? There's a deep question. What is the true nature of nothingness in, like, the solar system and in outer space? So it could be deep. It could be deep, or it could be nothing. So how do you celebrate National Nothing Day? By doing absolutely nothing. It makes it easy, doesn't it? Today in history, today is the centennial of the 18th Amendment to the Constitution. Yep, the nation was voted dry. Now, the vast majority of the nation was already dry, with the exception of the entire Deep South. All of the states of the western United States were already observing Prohibition, but it wasn't nationwide. But on this date, January 16th, 1919, 100 years ago today, the 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution, bringing Prohibition into the fold, came into being. Now, the actual amendment didn't begin until 1 year after ratification, so you could still have that 1 year where you could stock up on your booze. Of course, it didn't work. You know, if anything, it made things worse, and then they finally said, this ain't working. And they turned around and passed another amendment to get rid of the 18th Amendment, one of the very few, in fact, the only amendment that was overruled by another amendment to the Constitution. Happened on this date 100 years ago today. The nation went dry. Today is the 81st anniversary of one of the most iconic concerts of all time, regardless of musical genre. Benny Goodman and his famous band performed at Carnegie Hall in New York City. It's been described as the single most important jazz concert in history, and it is, because this is Carnegie Hall. And boy, the Blue Noses didn't like it. What do you mean, this jazz, this loud jazz stuff? You're going to play it in our beautiful auditorium? Are you nuts? Well, Benny Goodman and his band showed up. They played. They recorded it, thank goodness. The album itself didn't come out until 1950. Albums themselves hadn't been invented yet, but somebody was smart enough to roll tape. It's one of the great jazz albums of all time. And basically, it was jazz's coming out party to the world. The legendary Benny Goodman Carnegie Hall concert happened on this date 81 years ago today, and it's good listening. January 16th, 1972, this is the anniversary of a Super Bowl. We're getting into these now, this time of the year. Dallas Cowboys defeated the Miami Dolphins 24-3 to win Super Bowl VI at the now demolished Tulane Stadium in New Orleans, Louisiana. It would be the first of 5 Super Bowl victories so far for the Cowboys. The temperature at kickoff, 39 degrees, which made it the coldest Super Bowl ever. Remember when the Seahawks defeated the Denver Broncos a few years back, and that was held in New Jersey? Everybody thought it would be colder. It wasn't. It was actually, the temperature at kickoff was in the 40s. 39 degrees in New Orleans at kickoff. And finally, this little tidbit, Miami is the only team not to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. There you go. Hi, Paul. Here's Paul McCartney in handcuffs. January 16th, 1980, 39 years ago today, after landing in Tokyo before a scheduled tour of Japan, Japanese custom officials found almost 8 ounces of marijuana in Paul McCartney's luggage. 8 ounces. That's enough marijuana to dispense with the plane altogether. Anyway, Paul spent 9 days in jail. He was released. He wasn't charged. He was deported back to England. Needless to say, the tour never happened. Paul McCartney's famous drug bust 39 years ago today. Finally, let's do some birthdays at 24 minutes after the hour. That's the guy who invented the Zamboni. Frank Zamboni was born on this date, 1901. Became a millionaire by inventing the Zamboni. That's the thing that shaves the ice, makes it nice and smooth. It's named after him. He invented it. He patented it. Now, there are other machines and other companies that make Zambonis, but the official Zambonis, as invented by Frank Zamboni, who was born on this date in 1901. Legendary race car driver A.J. Foyt is 84 years old today. Is the only driver to win the Indy 500, which he won 4 times, the Daytona 500, the 24 Hours of Daytona, and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. He is the only person to accomplish that feat. He is also a very well-known race car owner now. A.J. Foyt is 84 years old today. And Albert Pujols is 39 years old today. Lou Gehrig is the greatest first baseman in the history of baseball. I think everybody agrees with that. Who's the second greatest first baseman of all time? It's that guy, Albert Pujols. He has 14 seasons of 100 or more RBIs. That's tied for most in Major League Baseball history. He has won 3 MVP awards, all of them with the Cardinals. Of course, he's been with the Angels now for quite some time. Happy 39th birthday, Albert Pujols. And ironically enough, his swing is a lot like Lou Gehrig's. Go figure. It is 26 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and then Darcy Christopherson will be in this studio talking all things Apple Blossom. Busy second half hour coming your way. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite. I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Antique Mall at Cashmere wishes you a happy and prosperous new year. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone. For repurposing projects, do-it-yourselfers, and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, this is the place to find your next project. Antique Mall at Cashmere, their friendly staff is here to help you. Stop on by today.
Welcome to another edition of Harrod's Cookhouse Field to Table.
Outdoorsmen have been providing fresh food for American family tables for generations. Hunting and fishing is a way of life for our family, and we enjoy cooking delicious fish and game meals.
Oh, that's awesome.
We want to share our recipes with you. This is Harrod's Cookhouse Field to Table.
Watch for new episodes of Harrod's Cookhouse Field to Table, starting Saturday, June 30th on the NCW Live channel.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, pizza, it's a great food. Everybody, kids, old people, even liberals love pizza. I mean, the succulent dough, rich, spicy spaghetti gravy covered with mozzarella cheese. What could be better? But I got news for you. You don't put fruit on pizza. If you put pineapple on your pizza, call it a fruit cup a la mode. Call it pineapple pie. Call it any doggone friggin' thing you want, but don't call it pizza. I mean, you don't put tomato soup and American cheese on a piece of white bread and call it a taco, do you? So don't be an idiot. If it has pineapple on it, it ain't pizza. Okay, that's settled. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that is not my opinion, that is a fact.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Whenever Darcy Christopherson pays me a visit, the party never ends, which ironically enough is also the theme for the 100th Apple Blossom Festival. My guest making her very first appearance on this program this month. We match. Yay, isn't that cool? It's Darcy Christopherson, the festival administrator. Your website has the countdown. I love it. 98 days, 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 40 seconds.
That was a great idea, but now it's starting to stress me out.
Because you're going, oh,
like,
geez.
oh my God.
Yeah, because it keeps counting down.
Yeah.
That's how much.
90 days. 97.
98 days.
98 days.
So is that the Thursday at 12 noon
Yep.
for the opening ceremonies, Chief for a Day, all that stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
So April 25th is
April
opening
25th,
day.
so.
Well, first opening day. Then we have another grand opening ceremony on the 26th with the Grace City Church. So.
First question for you: how's Dina doing? Dina, of course, is the DG this year. I mean, she knew she was getting this
Yep,
gig
she did.
years ago. That's how the process works. But how's she doing? She seems to be holding up well.
She's
okay.
doing great. You know, we try to keep her from not crying. She just loves this process so much that she just gets emotional every time the microphone's in front of her, which I can relate to. I do the same thing. But she's doing great. Yeah, we're ready.
Who's minding the store?
Well, Doug Brandt, of
Yeah,
course, you
yeah.
know, works for her, and he, I think, is minding the store every
Okay.
time she has a festival event. But in Dina's world, you know, Dina does so much for the festival already through Nancy's that it really hasn't changed that much. You know, it's the same stuff, and she went to everything anyway, whether she was director general or not. So it just kind of worked out that.
Let's go back 1 week from today. 1 week from today, 1 week ago today, at 6
Gosh.
o'clock in the evening, we all gathered at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Our cameras were there. We broadcast it live, and they whittled it down from, was it 32 candidates?
We had 31 candidates to 10.
And this was the actual announcements as
Yeah.
they were happening. Tell me about that day for those people who don't get to see the 32 candidates give their speeches to their student body. What's going on
Well,
during that day?
I call it speech day.
Okay.
So the day before, we do a little reception for the candidates, so their parents are able to watch them, and we call it kind of a icebreaker for the day before. So we give them a little reception on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we do speech day. And they go in front of their student body. They've had a month to prepare a speech. They go in front of their student body and give the speech. The students count as 50% of the vote, and the 3 out-of-town judges count as the other 50% of the vote. So that happens during the day, and then at 6 o'clock we announce the top 10. So right before that, the 31 candidates were introduced one more time in front of everyone. Then we take them backstage, and then they form a circle, and then the 10 come out, and the others go backstage.
Do they have a speaker back there so they know, or?
We do. We
Okay.
have a speaker back there, and then of course we have our chaperones back there, and then the royalty advisors from the 2 high schools are there to support the ones that don't continue on. But that's probably one of the that's more stressful. That night is way more stressful for me than pageant night.
Why is that?
Because 21 girls don't continue on, and it makes me sad because the 10 girls will have this amazing experience. They're going to get coached. They're going to learn all kinds of techniques that will take them on to their next world. And these girls work so hard, and they just go home. So it always kind of makes me more sad than
I can see
pageant.
that.
Pageant, we're ready. We're usually, and all of them are ready. All 10 girls are ready for the next phase, by pageant. So it's just kind of a different vibe than this. So I'm always a little bit more emotional during
So the top 10. It's now. What have they been doing in the last week or so? Have they already started the process?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's this last week been like for the top 10?
So we were announced. They were announced on Wednesday. Thursday we had a heart-to-heart with the parents to remind them of everything that's going to be taking place for the next 3 weeks. Friday they were at Elements. They had hair and makeup done at Elements. Saturday we were at Saturday. I think we had Saturday off. And then Sunday, they had their color analysis done. And then Monday, they had dance rehearsal for the opening number. And then Tuesday, they had speech lessons and business etiquette lessons. And then today, they do the museum tour, I think.
Okay.
Tomorrow is Columbia Fruit. Friday is media training. And then
It
Saturday is
doesn't
practice
stop.
again. Yes, it does not stop. They're super busy, really cramming everything into the 3 weeks for pageant. We do take off a couple days for finals though, so we don't like them to be stressed out during finals week.
Does the pageant have a theme? It usually has a theme, doesn't it?
We do have a theme. We had a pageant meeting last night. I think one of our final ones, yes. And then we have a script writing meeting tonight. But our theme is the greatest showman, because we are the greatest show on earth.
Okay.
We're taking pieces of that. The whole show will not be the greatest showman, but we are taking little pieces from that show.
The Wenatchee Central Lions Club has been putting on the pageant for ever. 60
Over
years,
50
something,
years.
Over 50 years, something like that. How do they get that gig to begin? First of all, they do a great job. It's one of the best things that the Wenatchee Central Lions Club does. But do you know the history of how they kind of fell into the pageant?
But knowing the Wenatchee Central Lions Club, I'm sure the festival said we need help, and they said we'll do it. So it's always been that way. I mean, I don't know it any other way. When I became a Lion, I directed pageant 3 times, I think, 2 or 3 times before I became administrator. So it's just something that I've always known that they've done, and I can't imagine them not doing it. It's
well, they do a great
sweet.
job.
And it was funny because, everybody, I'm the oldest one now. So everybody on our committee is under 30, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's good. There's
It
nothing
is
wrong with
really
that.
cool that, because we hear that a lot, that service clubs, aren't progressing. And that's not true with Wenatchee Central Lions Club. I mean, everybody's 35 and under, and myself and Janice Lall are the oldest people on the committee. So it's pretty awesome that that's still happening, and people are super excited about still wanting to be a part of the pageant. I'm really proud of that.
How much is it of the Wenatchee Central Lions Club putting on the pageant is them Yeah, I mean, do you just turn it over and say it's your show? Because it's a show, it's a pageant. Yeah, they're going to crown the royal court, but it's also entertainment value as well. The girls work hard. It's a lot of work.
They do.
How much of it is completely in the hands of the Wenatchee Central Lions Club, the pageant itself, and how much is the apple blossom finger in that pie?
Well, they pretty much do it all, but there are times that I maybe will say, let's kind of think about that. Actually, I tend to be the one to say, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And they're like, how are we going to move this backstage? How are we going to do that? So they pretty much run the whole show. Amy Mowbray's the director this year. Jeremy Anders is the set designer. Craig Field is Amy's assistant, and he'll be the director next year. But they all have their plan, and they all do it. I mean, they build the sets, they paint the sets, they tell the girls what to do during pageant. I have a headset during rehearsals, but they take the headset away from me during pageant. So I just sit there and listen to the speeches and stress out.
Well, there's nothing you can do at that point.
I know. My first year, I had a headset, and I think halfway through it, I can't remember who the director was, but said, we need to take that headset away from her. So I said, all right, I know it's all going to be, because again, I stress out and I worry about the girls, and I tend to want to cue more ahead of them. So anyway, I don't get a headset during pageant, which is a good thing.
The girls are going to be spending a lot of time together between now and February 9th, and probably even after February 9th. And a lot of them are probably just getting to know each other for the first time, especially since they come from two different schools. So
it's really interesting. When we were in school, everybody knew everybody in your school.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not the case anymore. You know, the Wenatchee girls don't know all the Wenatchee girls, and the Eastmont girls don't know all the Eastmont girls.
Simply because the schools are so much bigger.
The schools are so much bigger, and you know, again, there's more things for everybody to do. So there's so many clubs and so many things that Running Start, where you're not in school as much at your high school.
I was not at school that much, but they didn't
That's
have
how
Running
I was.
Start.
I had late arrival, early dismissal,
Yeah.
and TA for Mr.
Management
Beck.
time, you know.
That was my senior year.
Yeah, I think I had like 2 classes.
Yeah,
the second semester of my senior year, I had 2 classes
that was
I had
me.
to go to. Yeah.
That was totally me. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember Mr. Smith, my English teacher, said, you know, you don't have to take this class. You may just want to drop it, because I was out of school so much, being in royalty. But yeah, we find that they all are getting to know each other. It's not just the separate schools. So that's really, really awesome. Last year's girls, our last year's royalty, really didn't know each other very well. And they all went to Wenatchee. So it's kind of interesting watching that process.
Let's talk about some of the things and some of the experts that you bring in. You talked about they had their color analysis. I don't know what that is. And you bring in experts all in their individual fields to help them through the process, from etiquette to all that good stuff. And how do you find these people? And because they do a great job. I mean, I've known Ann Deal for 8 million years. I know she handles the etiquette part of it. Former queen. Eric Granstrom's going to be handling media training. A deeply tanned Eric Granstrom.
Yeah, he's in Mexico right now. In fact, but he is alert. I just texted him to confirm Friday, so he's doing well. You know, it's just I'm surrounded by amazing volunteers, and basically we just ask them. You know, Megan Vivert was a princess in 1997, and she, you know, is the PR director for Douglas County PUD, so that's a natural fit for business etiquette. Karen Wade, you know, was me when I was in Apple Blossom, and she's a perfect fit for speech lessons. So I think we just kind of think of people and ask them, and they do it. Siobhan Fryover is going to be doing the interview dresses this year, helping the girls pick out or advise them on their interview dresses, and Eric Granstrom's media, and Dina Hawley, who's a physical therapist and very into nutrition and well-being. She helps the girls with that, because this is a very stressful time, so we all tend to get sick and not drink enough water and not get enough sleep, and she really works with the girls on how to make yourself better during this process, to be your very best for pageants. So we just kind of pull people, and they do it at no charge.
Yeah, no charge. They're volunteering their time.
The cost to have the next 3 weeks done would probably cost someone, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 if they were to go out and have this done for themselves, at least. So it's a pretty cool thing that
we don't point this out very often. We should point this out. The full-time paid staff for the Apple Blossom, this huge event, the biggest single event that comes to town every year for 99 years, going on 100. Your full-time paid staff is like 3, right?
Yeah, full-time is really 2.
2.
It's just myself and Aaron, and then of course we have Allie, our social media website girl, and then we have our part-time bookkeeper Jody, who's been with me since 1996.
And everybody else is volunteering their time.
Everybody, the chaperones, that's a huge one. I always say that volunteer job is way more detailed and stressful than the director general job. The director general job is really just kind of a PR job, where those chaperones do something every single day with these girls and really are their mentors throughout the next 4 months. So that position is amazing, but fun.
Yeah. During the winter break, Queen Greta Wiersma and her royal court came into our studios here to pre-record their closing little deal, because they'll come back one last trip down memory lane, and they'll be there on pageant night on February 9th, presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. Got to remember that. And they came in, and there's a reason that they pre-record the audio to their presentation that they give to the public about all the great memories that they had, because they used to do it live and they would keep crying and breaking down, and so we decided to record them. It's much easier.
That's why I record the Lehman Johnson Award.
Yes,
same reason.
Yeah, because if you're doing it live, you
get all emotional.
Yeah, they get all mushy.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them, when they came in and recorded them, and I produced that for you a couple of weeks ago, they just fawned over their chaperones, because they're with them all the time. They're cruising around in that rig from Sangster Motors, and they're taking them from place to place and keeping them on task. And
they're with them more than their families, and they're just special, and that bond, continues. I'm going to get emotional. It continues forever.
Yeah.
I had lunch with my chaperones from the time I was queen, and Joyce Kite just passed a couple years ago, but we would have lunch on my birthday, and we would have lunch Christmas break for 25 years. So it's a pretty awesome thing.
And that's probably the reason why you only do a 2-year stint, right?
You're right.
Because it's just so much time.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, and it's good that we do a 2-year stint, because you really need to have, that second-year chaperone to show you the ropes, because it is so much. There is no such thing really as a book on being a chaperone, because every year changes and the group of girls change. So you just gotta go with the flow and create your own journey of being a chaperone. So.
And kudos to Dawn and Chad and Corey and the whole gang at Sangsters for just, here's a rig.
Yep, and that's how it is. It's just so awesome that we can just continue this year after year. I just sent an email to Corey and I say, hey, what's our vehicle going to be this year? Oh, it's going to be a 2019 Acadia. Okay. And they drive it to Graybell Signs and they put the pretty stuff on it, and then the chaperones pick it up and they drive it around for 5 months. I mean, we have the same system for everything year after year after year, and it really is just sending an email, picking up the phone, and everybody's always in, and it's just an awesome thing.
And it has to be the right kind of rig. I mean, a 2-seat convertible ain't going to do it.
Yeah, no, it has to be...
The girl, you have to put in the 3 royalty and the 2 chaperones and
their stuff.
And their stuff. So.
Yes, absolutely. It has to be big.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. It's a red one this year. It's so pretty. So if you see it, honk. Is that legal? Can you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Well, you can't miss it.
Yeah, you can't
miss it. It's being driven very carefully.
Yeah.
And very conservatively.
And it is insured.
But yeah, thank you for mentioning that as well.
It is insured.
Megan, we're going to take a quick break. If you're ready to go, Megan, we're going to take a quick little 2-minute break, and then when we come back, let's sell some tickets.
Yes, let's do
that.
To
the pageant. Let's do that, because they're moving like hotcakes. Did you bring any hotcakes? That sounds good.
That sounds really good.
Pancakes from Laura Huckleberry, I think, right after the show.
Actually, Eggs Benedict.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with Darcy Christopherson. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel. There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Welcome back to Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz making her very first appearance on this program. Festival Administrator Darcy Christopherson talking about the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. They have the festival proper begins really in October with the annual auction, which I was very happy to be a part of this year.
Yes.
Santa Claus had a really good time. It was a costume theme thing, and that kind of starts the year for you guys. And then things go a little quiet through the holidays, and then boom. Here comes, now you hit it full throttle, starting with the next big event, Saturday, February 9th, Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. You told me off camera the main floor is almost sold out, right?
Yep, we have about 2 rows left in the main floor. So they went on sale Monday, so they're trickling in. You can go online at appleblossom.org. I really encourage that. It's just easier. And purchase your tickets. They're $25 for the lower level or $20 for the upper level. And February 9th, 7 p.m., doors open at 6 p.m. And of course, we always want to thank Cashmere Valley Bank for stepping up and sponsoring pageant once again.
When you go on, in fact, I have your website up here right now. If I go online and buy my tickets online, does it have a map of does it show a schematic?
No,
so you
we
don't...
just do first come, first serve. We
Right.
just go around, go through the line. Now, if you do want to sit in the balcony and there's a certain seat in the balcony, we will let you do that.
Okay.
But lower level, we just go down the line. 'Cause we don't want any holes, and it's too time
All seats are
consuming.
reserved.
Yeah,
that's
all seats are reserved. So, and every seat in the house is a great seat. So, we like to have the family members of the girls, sit up front. So, we get that all figured out, and then we sell the rest to the public. So,
get your ticket. This is going to sell out.
it will.
This is
It
gonna
will
sell
totally
out.
sell out.
Yeah.
And it's a great show, and lots of little surprises are happening. It may be a little bit longer this year, just because we are adding a few things because of the 100th, but not too long.
Okay.
And it'll be great. You will never be bored.
I'm going to put Darcy on the spot right now. Can we televise it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Well, you have to.
We have
because
to.
you are a huge part of it.
Yes.
You televise it, and you put it on your website and your Facebook Live,
Yeah.
and that's a judging thing now. So we let the public in the auditorium and watching be a part of the most original speech judging. So you'll be able to download our app, judge on our app, and you're 45% of the vote for most original speech. So you better be broadcasting
we're doing
live
it.
because that's what I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, it's it was the #1 streamed event on our website last year.
Yeah.
Because we know these things. Obviously, we have analytics and we can make these charts and stuff. But the #1 live streamed event on our website last year was the Royalty Selection Pageant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of all the sporting
We had
stuff.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people
Yeah.
all over the country and overseas
Yep.
watching the
what's-
pageant via our website. That was
And
pretty
I
cool.
get, emails, I'll be getting them, but last year I did too, I want to watch it. So I'm anxious to see what it'll be this year. Because last year was the first year that we made it a judging
Right.
public judging thing. So I'm anxious to see what it'll be like this year.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Eric and Julie Agents-Kuntz, the 1974 Queen, will be doing the honors once again. It's actually not that hard of a job. Once the pageant starts, they get to kick back and watch it just like everybody else.
It's so true. I mean, it's the planning to get there, and then once it's here, it's like, well, it's up to the girls now. You know, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the technical aspects of putting together the broadcast, it has some logistical things that we have to work through every year, but we always pull it off because we have a great crew here. It's fun to see pageant week happen at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium because you run it out for the entire week.
We do.
Yep. And so they can build the sets and bring things in. The girls can rehearse and go through their steps and everything. And it's really fascinating to see it behind the scenes.
Yeah, because Monday and Tuesday aren't as pretty as Saturday, that's for sure. But we load everything in on Super Bowl Sunday. It's always Super Bowl Sunday. And then Monday we practice opening number and speeches. Tuesday is coronation and impromptu. And then Thursday is a full dress rehearsal. So we only have 3 practices. And the girls only get to give their speech once on Tuesday or Monday, and then once on dress rehearsal day. They don't get up and do it 5 times. They only get 2 times to make it fair. So, but it is fun to watch the whole transition of everything, definitely.
Unfortunately, I won't be here this year, even though I've been producing the show. I'm going to be on vacation. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Our date never changes.
I'm sorry,
just
but
to give you a heads up.
No, I need to. Nothing against my coworkers, nothing against the Wenatchee Valley. I just need to get out of here and head south and get some sun and some golf. And I'm.
You couldn't have done it the next weekend.
No, I'm doing it. My vacation is booked, so I won't. I will endeavor to watch it on the World Wide Web.
Oh yeah.
On that Saturday, February. But I'm not.
This is like the first one you've missed in how long?
Yeah, all my broadcasting career, I think I've gone.
It's almost like me being gone.
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry. I need a vacation. I do. I need a vacation. My coworkers are yelling at me and throwing things at me. So, yeah, I won't be. And I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Our staff is the best.
Yes,
they'll
I'm
pull
not
it
worried.
off. I have complete confidence in them on that.
I'm not worried.
Not worried at all. And if you want to see how good we did last year, as you just mentioned, it's available online. You can go to our website, go to the search bar, and just type in Apple Blossom Pageant.
Our 10 candidates have been doing that.
Oh, have they?
I think 2 or 3 of them have been to pageant. The rest have not.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing that and kind of checking it out. And although it's not always the same every year, but at least they look at it totally differently now that they are a candidate than they did before. So
it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, I won't be there.
He tells me on air, so I can't.
I need a vacation. I mean, you know when you know you need a vacation.
Yes.
And I need a vacation.
I do know that.
I do. I need to get out of here. Capture Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant again Saturday, February 9th, 7 o'clock, the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. And kudos to Wenatchee High School. They give you the Wenatchee School District gives you a really good deal on.
Oh, they do. Yeah. And James Wallace, again, somebody we've been working together for over 25 years. I worked with him when I was director. So, yeah. So he's awesome. He was at our meeting yesterday and again tells us what we can and cannot do.
Right.
I don't know if you can hang that thing up there. It's awfully heavy.
Yeah. Well, most of it is can.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing if you have
is.
smart people. They simply figure out a way.
Yep.
They really do.
It's awesome.
We got about 2 minutes left. What else is on your mind before I get you out of here?
Well, we are working on the documentary, so we're doing some final interviews this week, and then next week we get to see a rough draft of it and see what else we need to do. The premiere for the documentary will be on April 20th. At 7 o'clock at the Performing Arts Center. Tickets are not on sale yet, but we're working out those details right now, and you'll be able to order those through the Performing Arts Center. Go online at appleblossom.org and you can check out our new clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool sweatshirts, t-shirts, really cool hats. We'll keep on adding to it, but there's some stuff right now that you can go ahead and order. It's April 25th through May 5th. It's here. Be sure and get your pageant tickets. Order them online, appleblossom.org.
Don't waste it. It's going to sell out. I'm telling you,
it's
going to
sell out. Yeah, last year was sold out. And
Yeah.
now that people can order online, it's not, the urgency's not there like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But you do need to get going this week if you plan on going. All applications are online for everything: Youth Parade, Grand Parade, Arts and Crafts, Youth Day, events. So if you're an event like example Tour de Bloom, they're event of the festival, but we do not put it on. but we still help
Right.
with PR. You need to get those applications in, and everything's online, and everything's due the end of February.
98 days, 23 hours, and 5 seconds. No, I'm sorry, 98 days, 22 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. I love that countdown. Danny, say bye-bye. Darcy, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Darcy, say bye-bye. Danny, say bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.